I know some bad 50-year-olds, bro. Like, bad, bro. Like, as in, yo, you can cuff me right now.
That age range is like 25 to 50.
Yeah.
On the sliders.
Yeah, it's what it is. It is what it is. You can be my mama.
Hi, my name is Hope Lavina.
Hi, my name is Ria Rajiv.
Yo, it's your boy Flashy Silla.
And it's your boy James.
It's your girl, Grace.
It's your boy Hill.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy CJ Edwards.
Yo, it's Wes.
Hi, my name's Tricky.
Hi, my name is Chantal.
Hope, what are we doing today?
We're here to watch some videos and discuss some points in the videos. So let's get into it.
Hi ladies, this is Ola. Great podcast, really enjoying it. Wishing you great success in the future. What I'm pressed about is ageism. Why is it that, you know, you get close to 30 or over 30 and everyone calls you old, but if you're a celebrity, you can be in your 50s and everyone's still like, yeah, you know.
It's the prime example that if I have an argument with someone today, they'll tell me to calm down, but 50 Cent as a celebrity can tell you he hates his son, he hates Ja Rule, he hates the world, and everyone will go under there and say, oh, 50, you're the greatest. That's why.
What, you think that's got something to do with age?
It's got something to do with age, and it's got something to do with celebrity. Like, he's nearly 50 and he can get away with doing what he does. But if someone done that without the celebrity tag, you're looked at as a bum.
You can hang with the kids. Yeah, I'm pressed.
Do you believe that?
For women, yeah.
Really?
Definitely. I think there's such a difference.
Celebrity life, babes, they're paying for surgery, Botox, fillers. That's why they're saying that. And Instagram and social media, everything is a facade. It's all a lie.
When it's like a woman, and I know they're saying not celebrities, but I also think like being in acting, like I've seen so many people that like once you've had a kid, you're old. You're too old to play like the good parts. Or like, do you know what I mean?
They're old. They're getting there. But obviously the way it looks like on camera, they can hang with the kids. But that's my opinion anyway.
And there's such a different standard. And it's like, yeah, I really do think that's a thing.
I've not met anyone that thinks 30 is old.
Yeah, I feel like we've slowed down time, like, as a society a little bit more because of COVID. Yeah. Like, we slowed it down and we realized, like, yo, like, everyone relax. Like, everyone's still quite young. Up until your 40s, you're young. You know what I mean? People gotta chill, man. You're good, man.
I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like that's a mentality thing.
What, ageism?
Yeah, like I feel like if you feel old, like I feel like if someone's saying 30 years old, whether they're celeb or not, it still counts. Like, because you know, what's her name? Bernice. Sometimes I see certain tweets or whatever saying, why is she still trying to do dishes?
Hey, I can't lie to you,
You
bro.
stopped it for the sweetness.
See that freeze frame right there? Sweet.
You can't that nice.
How old is she? She in her 40s, bro.
Is she?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I know some bad 50-year-olds, bro. Like, bad, bro. Like, as in, yo, you can cuff me right now.
That age range is like 25 to 50.
Yeah.
On the sliders.
Yeah, it's what it is. It is what it is. You can be my mama.
Hey guys, it's Hope Lavina and I'm here to tell you why you to sign up to the Word on the Curb community now. Just like all of us that love Word on the Curb, I'm sure that you watch, like, comment and subscribe. Well, you should be doing this. But the only reason that they're able to make this content for you is because it's funded by the research that they conduct. And we need people just like you to help and take part. When you help and take part in the research, you'll also be paid anywhere from £30 to £300 just for sharing your ideas in various workshops. On top of this, you'll also get job opportunities, you'll get access to community events, you'll be first priority in casting calls, and you'll be entered into raffle prize draws. So why not get paid and join the Curve community? Click the link in the bio to join now.
She's aging.
Is it the slim thick model?
Yeah, she's got a really nice body or whatever. She does like hostings sometimes. And I feel like sometimes I see things saying about like, oh, she's too old to be doing this. But obviously she doesn't feel like she's too old.
I just want to know how old this lady is.
No, that's actually true. Okay, no,
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
Because who's the girl? Because like, for example, Lani God, she's not that old. Like, I think she's in like her 30s. Like, she's not that old, but like, and she still has like a really good body. Like, she's really pretty, but like, she'll be doing things like wearing crop tops and like short skirts, and then people will be like, oh, like at your big age, at your, it's like,
how is that an
she's
age
young.
on what you wear?
Like, she's probably got a better body than a lot of the younger people. Like, she looks amazing for her age.
And let me tell you, when I'm old and wrinkly, I will still be wearing the clothes that I'm wearing right now. I do not care.
42. Yeah, 42. She was good for 42. But yeah, now what is old? Not really like, I don't know. When I feel like you're old depending on how your body is, isn't it? Because you can get some 30-year-olds that can't like move.
Have you ever felt too old? Like, as in for a job or anything?
No. I think it's more so like you want to do things in a certain time frame, and you kind of have that pressure to, I'm 30, I should have done this. I'm 40, I should have done this. I'm 50, I should have done this, you know. But when real life hits you, I don't think you really have the time and the energy. Well, personally.
I think you're right, because I still feel like I'm 21.
Exactly.
But I'm older than that lady is.
What about you?
I'm going to talk from a female perspective because I've had this conversation quite a lot on it. A lot of girls, right, we feel like we have a body clock. And from conversations that I've had, a lot of girls feel similar, simply just because we have a body clock when it comes to having kids. Like, after a certain age, you can't have kids, or there's a certain age where, unfortunately, you look less attractive and you're not going to be able to get to certain positions in life. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with each other, just saying. But, like, you can't get into a certain career or field, or, like, you're not the right age for something, just because as a girl, I think it's just different the way we get perceived.
Old, yeah.
And she does it. So I feel like ageism doesn't just cap at people that are not celebrities.
Yeah, it's a general thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, I think it's society. I think there's this, it's kind of been fixed into us, because even sometimes, like, guys, I'm sorry, sometimes I feed into it because it's just what we know. By the time you're 30, you're expected to be married with kids, have a home, and there's these pressures. And I feel like it's not just...
But I literally thought by the time I was like, well, obviously I'm nowhere near 25, but I thought when I was 25, like, I would be married, like, I would have a house, I would have kids. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like,
do you think someone like Nicki Minaj, she gotta grow up a bit more? Because I feel like, Nicki's, I checked her age the other day, she's like 38, calm, 38. But
you think she's still trying to push to a younger audience?
Yeah, but she hasn't grown with her audience. But I feel like obviously Nicki, she got to be the more mum figure now, but she's still doing you get me?
I think like,
that's where I feel like this conversation can land. Yeah, you get me?
Do you feel those pressures to be married by the time you're 30 and have kids?
Nah, and I tell you why, and I spoke about this the other day, because I'm a man. Like, the reason why I was talking about it with my sister, and she was saying like, you know, she was asking me when I want kids, and I was like 30, 35.
Literally, when you're younger, you think that, like, you think so much about your adulthood that just wouldn't happen.
True,
like,
but you also think that, like, 20 years old when you're young.
I think that's just been her marketing scheme like, throughout, though. Like, that's always just been her thing. You know what I mean? And like, obviously, because it's Nicki Minaj, no one really questions it. You get me? But like, obviously, I don't know how much longer be able to run for. Like, if she had like 60s, just bus passing that.
Yeah.
And I was like, unfortunately, you don't have that luxury in it, like, because you're a woman. Like, it is like a ticking, not time bomb, but it's like you're losing your eggs, and you know, pregnancy is a lot harder after a certain point.
By the time we're 30, we thought that we would have had like 5 kids. Like, we would have had a big house.
5 kids is a lot of kids, but
I want like 6. So
do you? Yeah, I couldn't do that.
No. I think people are having kids later anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Do you know what I mean? I
they
don't
are.
think people are having them so young.
To be fair, I'm saying all of this, but my mum had me when she was 37.
Celebrities, you know, you will be seeing celebrities and thinking, wow, they're still doing that lifestyle at that big age. So I think there's just this mark point at 30 of this pressure of what put together is, and what you should be doing at 30 is settled, married, kids, and home.
It's just another the old live and let live, and this is what people just don't do on earth. Like, do you know what I mean? Just live and let live. If someone wants to do whatever they want to do at whatever age, why don't we just leave them?
Yeah,
do you
but
know what I mean?
That doesn't actually happen in real life. Like,
no,
in
but
an ideal
why not?
world.
Why not? No, why not?
I don't know.
But that's just humans, because it can.
I feel like it is a mentality thing. You're as old as you're feeling it.
The economy.
Yeah.
If the economy is good, you can do anything you like, even at 50. You can be clubbing, drinking Don Simon with vodka, Grey Goose. I'm doing all those things. Tequila, all those expensive drinks.
Humans have chose that they want to get involved and say, oh, that person's 50. If I went into a place and I saw a woman and she was 55 and she was a stripper and she looked all right, I'm not going to moan about her age.
Yeah, but you see what you
Leave
just
her to
said?
do what
You
she
said
wants.
if she looks all right.
But if you don't have money, all hard gone. It will be very hard for you.
I was just about to say, you see Kim Kardashian that's doing jets and holidays every week.
Yeah.
She's paying for nannies. Like they have money to provide for this lifestyle that they want to live as well as kids.
So if she looks all right, that's what you said. You said
Well, if she
was
look-
a
if she look bad, I just
50-something-year-old
wouldn't watch.
stripper,
If she looked bad, I still wouldn't moan
No,
at her.
but
I
I'm
just
saying,
wouldn't watch.
I think what you meant is she looks, because to you, yeah, let's be real, like an elderly person, like an elderly person might not be traditionally attractive to you at this age, right? Is that fair to say?
I'm very attracted to the older woman. And
Oh,
I'm
I knew he was
dying
gonna
for-
say
no,
that.
because I'm dying.
I knew
for
he was
her.
gonna say that. I knew he
I'm
was gonna say
dying
that.
for
I
an
knew
older
he was
woman.
gonna say that.
Like 55, they're not
You're a
even
liar.
looking for it. Like on God, if there's an older woman out there,
Why do
try
you
me.
lie?
What?
Why
Try
do
me.
you lie?
Try me. And
No, I knew you were gonna
I'm
say
looking
that.
for a woman that's at 55, 60 because they're not looking like that old no more.
Owner with a good job. Those are 5 things I would say that we have in place in day-to-day life as how you should be, regardless of whether you're a celebrity or a normal person. Those are the 5 things that you should have at 30. That's what I think.
Where do you see yourself? Like, well, where did you see yourself at 30? Like, let's say 5 years ago.
I mean, to be fair, like obviously when I was growing up, I thought,
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna have it all by like 21. When I was like in school, I thought, oh yeah, everything's gonna be patterned. 25, you know what I mean, house and that. But it's obviously as I've gotten older, you learn things don't work out like that.
But I also think it's crazy to put a timeline on like your life. Like, how can you be like, by the time I'm 30, I must be doing this?
No, but
How
I
do
do
you
think
know?
by the time I'm 29, I'm gonna be rich, and I'm gonna
See,
live in Atlanta.
that's something you can aim for though. But you can't say I have to have kids. I have to be here. And I think that again, like we're talking about women specifically in this issue, and I think a timeline is so much put on a woman because also they're like, oh, after a certain time you can't have kids, and so you must do this, this, and this. But it's like, what if you don't want to?
Do you agree those are the 5 things you should have?
I don't think you should put an age cap on stuff. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a whole different thing. We're all individuals. It's up to you what you want to do. Like you said, you don't have
100%.
kids. My life evolves around kids, wife, having a home and stuff like that. You might not want to have a home. You might want to go travelling and stuff like.
That's another thing. Yeah.
If that's your choice.
But like, I think it is important for people to remember to not put pressure on themselves though. Like everyone's in their own lane. You know what I mean? But like obviously still try and grab opportunities as early as possible. I'm not saying wait or just take the mick, but just put yourself out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the people do say that your 20s will fly by, and I'm 24.
To be
Do you know
fair,
what I mean? And obviously,
that is a thing. I got 4 years left. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
you got 4 years
Gotta
left.
get
But
put down after.
I think obviously, but when I was thinking like, by the time I'm 30, millionaire, still, hopeful,
well, it's still
you get
time,
me.
come
But
on.
obviously, man. By the time I'm 24 now, bro, I thought I was gonna be loaded.
I also feel like people always think that as well until they get to that age. Like for me, I thought 25, married, kids, like all these things a 25-year-old should have. I hit it, and then it's like you really get a reality check of actual life, you deep responsibilities, you actually can't plan life like by this age I'll do this, by this age I'll do that. So I do feel like it's always like the younger generation that might do the ageism thing, but then as they get older, you kind of know.
That's literally like what I was saying. Like it would be the younger people that would think that because they look at the age like as a big difference. Like they, for example, I know this isn't a good example, but for example, my brother is 9 and he looks at me like I am prehistoric. Like he thinks I am so old. Like he literally just thinks I am an adult.
And I think it doesn't matter about the age. It depends on what you're doing at that age.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Give me an example.
Oh gosh, have I got one? Like a woman. Okay, cool. A woman could be a school teacher.
Yeah.
Another woman could just be on the dole, just collecting her money weekly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The woman on the dole is gonna get judged.
Yeah.
The other woman. And they're
No
both,
matter what
they're
the
both
age
the same
is.
age. It doesn't matter what the.
Okay, I
do
see
you know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So people will be more comfortable with that woman's age.
Yeah,
but the other woman, it will be like You're 60 years old, 5 years old. Why haven't you got a job? Why haven't you done this and this, that, and the other?
When you was my age, what did you want to achieve at 30?
I'd probably start before I was your age because you're 24.
24, 25 next month.
So when I was 10,
I
wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
Understanding some of the challenge and difficulties I'd face around my educational background and stuff like that, I chose when I was 17 to join the army.
Okay.
So during the British Army, my aspirations for when I was 22, 23, 24 were to then move on and join the police, but that had been part of my plan.
Can I just ask, sorry, as a male, do you feel pressure to have ticked off certain things in life, like kids or like a house or a mortgage or whatever? Like, do you feel like you have a pressure to do that by a certain age, or do you just think, as a guy, I can do it whenever I need to settle down and da-da-da-da?
As a guy, I think I have my own pressure because I want to enjoy at some point. I want to sit down and relax, and I don't want to do that. I think it's more so from watching my mum and parents our age having to retire quite late and having to suffer through life for quite a long time.
Now, I'm not a woman in it, and this is a very sensitive subject, bro. But I'm not a woman in it, but I do think, and it's biological, bro. They've got a clock in it on their body, so I think this kind of conversation, it caps like at a certain age for women in it. But as man, I feel like because we don't birth children and whatnot, we don't have certain things. Yeah. I'm treading carefully, bro. Like we can live young forever, like because our body allows us to. Our body allows us to.
No.
Like it's just natural, isn't it? I'm just talking on the science, bro.
There's something that still there has to be a measure of like responsibility and maturity. You have to. I feel like you don't have to sit down and again, we're in London, like you're in Birmingham, but in London to have a mortgage and stuff like that, it's hard. Things are very expensive. You might not get that mortgage at 30. You might have to wait till 35 or 40 to be able to make that move, and that's fine.
But you know what? That's why we moved to the Midlands to do that.
Get out of here.
Right.
Anyway.
So I just think in anyone's department, it depends what you're doing.
I'm glad that you gave the example as a woman though, because I think the pressure is worse for women. In my head though, like I don't know. Obviously, it might just be me being biased, but I feel like the age thing for women is worse. Like maybe some of it we put on ourselves.
Yes,
I don't know. Some of it is we put on ourselves. Not all of it. Some of it because this is men's society. The society we live in, men
with
built.
the tag of men don't grow up. You heard that saying, innit? Men never grow up.
That's a fact.
And women grow up so early. So when they seem to not grow up, you think that woman's a nutcase because women are grown from 25. These women are trying to.
Why do you think that? It's men aging us. It's literally because you have to grow up.
I just feel like it changes all the time. Like sometimes being 21 and rich is the goal. Sometimes being 25 and married with kids is the goal. I just feel like depending on what generation you're from, the standard will always change because it just depends on what you grew up on. My generation grew up on by 25 you have to have 2 kids and be married. But I just feel like you just have to be individual and just know what you want from yourself. Like don't just go uni because your parents want you to go uni.
Big one, guys.
Don't just go into a profession because you feel like that profession will bring you money.
That kind of also I'm a big thing on learning and educating yourself. You're never too old to learn new things. I always say this, you're never too, I'm saying this like a motivational speaker, you're never too old to learn new things. But it's true. Like going to uni doesn't have to just happen when you're 21. If you feel like it's going to work for you when you're 35 and you want to get that PhD, go and get that PhD. More time they're going to pay for it and that. So,
Period.
Do you know what I mean?
When she says, do what you want to do, it could be anything. But I think when we go into that world, we always think celebrity or money or this, that, and that. I know some happy people who are at home, just both working their jobs with 3 kids and this, that, and the other. Home by 6, dinner by 8, bed by 9. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. So
you would have no judgment in your heart, speaking honestly, if you saw like an 18-year-old that had like 4 kids, 5 kids.
No, I mean that's my guy.
Really?
What 18-year-old 4 kids? That you're having a lot of sex at 18, bro. I want to know what sort of player you are.
Yo, Shahil.
It's Mel Grace.
And if you're enjoying this episode,
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Do you feel like you're doing what a 21-year-old would need to do? If that makes sense. What society would think a 21-year-old would be doing?
I don't know about society, but I think I had like very like we were saying, like we always have like ideas of where I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
But then like I kind of got here and I'm like, this is. I don't know if I would have imagined I'd be here, but I'm like happy where I am.
So
But
like,
I don't
if your
know
15-year-old self was to see yourself now,
I
like,
think I'd be so happy.
Oh.
I think I'd be so happy. But I think that equally, like societally, I don't know.
I'm cool with a lot of things the younger men do. As I said, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it matters what age you're doing it at. So if I see a young youth out there with 10 girls smoking weed on the corner, he's 18 years old, no problem, bro. But if I walk past the next corner and see a 40-year-old man doing that same thing, hey, what the hell, bro? What are you doing?
But if that was a famous person, let's say that was a celebrity and they're like round the corner smoking or whatever they're doing. Like,
as I said, celebrities are allowed to do what they want because that's
exactly the double standard.
Snoop's like nearly 60, still smoking on camera.
Which is what I'm saying.
Do you get what I'm saying? And no one says a word about it.
Exactly, because.
But if you go on your Instagram now and you might see a young black man or this, that, and the other, and he might be in his 30s doing it, you'd be like, grow up, man.
You just do what you want to do, because one thing I've realised growing up, everybody that I watched growing up that ended up doing what they wanted to do ended up being the happiest.
That's what I was going to say. It's happiness that counts the most. Like,
I said happiness, you know. If I broke no my business. Hey. But you know what's funny about that bar right there? Happiness, yeah. If you're broke, not my business, bro. Like, you can't be happy when you're broke.
That's what I meant. Like, that's why I said, like, you've got to live your life and do what you want to do, because some of the people I know that have done the other stuff, they ain't too happy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
If my 15-year-old self was to see me like now, like, should be happier, but I don't feel like society-wise, I'm doing what I'm supposed. I feel like at my age, you're supposed to be in uni, like doing good. I'm about to drop out of uni, so like I don't feel like I'm doing good on like that side. I feel like right now they would expect me to be in uni, like be serious about my education, be thinking about my future, which I am doing, but just not in the traditional
conventional way.
Yeah, conventional.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Said it, you know,
well, can you? That's what I'm saying.
No, but the thing is though, there's different types of broke though.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I mean? Because you could be broke, but that's just because you don't want to go out and spend money at the drink, but you've got bread to play around with. You know what I mean? But then there's broke where you literally overdraft.
It's either the electric key or food.
That's what I'm saying. Priorities. You know what I mean? So I think it depends what people, you know what I mean, class as broke. You get me?
I do think now that we're in a generation where we can do what we want to do, and when we don't have to have kids by a certain age, and it's like there's less tradition that's weighed upon us. But I feel like there's still traditional values that our parents might carry that they're still kind of putting onto us. So that's why I feel like a lot of us feel guilty, because it's like, yeah, I could do what I want to do, I could live my life and get a good job and whatever, but at the same time, I'm still being pressured to have a kid very soon. Do you know what I'm saying?
I used to feel a bit nervous, like, oh my God, I'm 26 and I haven't done this, I haven't done that. And then you kind of see people around you who are in your year, like doing things that you thought you would be doing at that age. Like maybe like buying a house, getting married, getting engaged, having kids. And you're like, bro, I'm not there yet.
And the thing is, no, you guys are so right. I think the thing is as well is, as much as there's this ideology of married, settled kids, that I see it as, okay, now you're rejigging and compromising your selfish wants and needs to fit what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So being married is not all about you anymore. It's about your partner. When you become married to someone, I feel like you become one person, a companionship, and how you act is how everyone else sees your partner. So that's another strain.
This is why we can't get married, you know. This is why no one can get married, because you see nothing wrong with everything that she's saying there. Like, you see all that, like, this is now we're together, we've got to be one. What the hell? No, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but
because I don't like when people do this. It's like, this is why people are getting divorced, because as soon as we get together, okay, we are one now. No, I came here separately, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a woman, but I think that is that's wrong. I don't think your life should stop because you had a child.
No, I think you're right.
Like I feel that's a wrong mentality. Like I get it. Like obviously, like be there for your children, but still enjoy yourself.
People who think that like when you get married you're like one person. No, you're not.
Yes,
I don't think you are. No, you are two separate people who have chosen to be together.
Okay.
But you don't, like, unless, I don't like people who blend into their partner's personality. But you are two different people.
I'm so bad with that, because I feel like I would.
Yeah, I think, obviously, she's right, you know what I mean? Like, we are kind of like go to school, go to work, marry. You know what I mean? Like that type of strict routine. And like obviously some people follow it and can be happy with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like I obviously me like myself, I'd rather get everything, I mean, down financially, everything all patterned, you know what I mean? And then marriage, whatever will come, you know what I mean? But I'm not necessarily
depends. I'll be honest. It just depends whether you're career driven or
I'll do something
like as in family is what feeds you, like as in whatnot. So yeah,
I'd rather do something that I enjoy as opposed to what society thinks I should be doing.
Yeah.
Can I just say, right, this is why I'm such a big advocate of I'm not having kids with anyone's man just like that. I'm not getting married for the bants just like that. Because why should I now? Like, in this day and age as well, we're independent women, where everyone's independent, living their life. Everyone's on the same levels nowadays. So if my kid needs to be put to bed, husband, you're there, put them to bed. If my kid needs to be picked up from school, husband, you can pick them up from school as well. Like, the whole, a woman has to compromise, or like a partner has to compromise themselves when they're in a relationship or in a marriage. Nah, not doing that.
I reckon she's had a quick breakup, like recently.
I know what you mean. I don't like that. You become
Yeah,
one
because
thing
a lot of girls are doing it in this day and age. You know
what
what,
do you mean,
girl?
girls? What girls?
Okay, women. Because a woman stopped me one day. I mean, we was having a talk, and the first thing she wanted to ask me was, "What's my 5-year plan?" I was like, "I might not even see you in 6 months."
Yeah.
So what do you want to know about the next 5 years, bro?
What's wrong with that question?
Because I think it's too deep for now. Like, we don't even know each other like that.
Okay, fair enough. That's a different conversation.
And 5-year plans change, you know.
Oh,
My 5-year
God.
plan 5 years ago is not what I'm doing now.
You're just going on a disaster course now, because what's the point?
I
you're
love
making?
when you bring out like, where you from, Ghana?
Yeah, how did you know?
That's where I'm from.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
No way.
You think you've ever been ageist?
100%.
In like what way though?
Bro, I'll be playing Sunday league, bro. I see a man that's like 40, bro.
40,
I know I'm gonna
beer
burn him,
belly
bro. What? That's ageist, bro. You're a big man. Go look after the kids, mate.
Do you feel like 30s are the new 20s?
Actually, yeah, I do a bit. I feel like you're still okay to make mistakes, and you're still allowed to change direction of your life, and you're still allowed to have a new kid in your 30s. Like, I feel like there's still a lot of things that you can do in your 20s that you can do in your 30s.
Do you think 30 is the new 20?
No. Not at all. I think 20 and 30 are like two like completely different ages. Like, I feel like when you're in your 30s, like you're looking, I don't know, I feel like your mentalities are I don't know. I feel like your mentalities are different. You're not as young, like you've gone through like more life, like you've experienced like more things. So I feel like it's different. Like you can't really compare the two ages.
It's not that deep. It's not. But do you know what though? I feel like 30s are the new 20s.
CJ, do you think 30 is the new 20?
I hope so. I'm nearly there. 20 something in it. So yeah. Yeah, I just don't feel like what does it mean? What do you mean by like when people say that? I say, what do you mean by 20? Like you can do whatever you want.
You can have fun, do what you want.
You can do that. You could do that. You do that at 50.
Yeah.
You do that, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
I agree. However, if you decide to go to carnival in your 30s,
Do not go to carnival when you're over the age of 29, thank you.
sounds quite ageist, but we move. Going to carnival is fine. It's just my knees hurt a lot more than when I was 25.
So my advice for people who feel insecure about their age is just don't be. Don't let it hold you back, because ultimately it's about getting that inner confidence to hopefully do what you want to do. And if you try it, you're probably going to be able to do it.
I think that there's something to be found in like every part of your, like every stage of your life. Like, and I don't think that you can really define or limit yourself depending on where you're at, how old you are. And I think it's not something to be insecure about. I think there's just more to be found no matter how old you are.
My advice would be is just don't, you know what I mean? Just don't listen to what other people have to say. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, you know what you bring to the table. So just keep it moving.
I don't think anyone should be insecure about aging. Like, don't be insecure about aging. You're gonna get old. That's the whole point of life. That's the journey of life. Like, just live life to the fullest. Do what you can. Make mistakes. Live and learn. You know?
In your love and Zant.
I think take things day by day, because at 30 or at 40 plus, when you go older, you're going to realize that you're a lot wiser, you're a lot, in God's grace, financially better. You're in a position that you would have prayed for when you were younger. So start looking forward to it, because you're going to waste time worrying about getting older.
I'll just say try to stay young within yourself first. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about growing old. And I think people like they attach it to appearance a lot of the time.
Moisturize every day.
Yeah, man. But I've like youth is from inner. Do you know what I mean? Just make sure that you're pure within, and you don't have to worry about anything else.
One Michael Jackson song a day keeps the arthritis away. That is my take.
Shea butter is your friend.
Oh, yes.
UV, that anti-UV stuff, add it into your face cream. When you do too much of the Botox thingy, it makes you look older. And just be a good person, you know. Good people live long.
Drink water as well.
Drink water. Evian. It's got better minerals. I've been reading it out.
You are going to age regardless, so you might as well not be insecure about your age and just live life to the fullest.
If you're insecure about your age, don't be.